としてもエンデバーは死んだ。息子とは戦えない。
What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the amazing Yamaguchi powered by Revoltech My Hero Academia Endeavor. Let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the sexy packaging. Now, the box art is nothing new. It's pretty much the same thing we've been getting with all the Revoltech figures from every line, to be honest. You got a whole lot of box art, a whole lot of colors. It does say Figure Complex Amazing Yamaguchi powered by Revoltech. We've got images of the figure and the character along the side and top, all that good stuff. We got the window where we can actually see the figure. He's looking mighty fine in there. At the top, we've got an actual image of him from the anime. Same at the bottom. And then on this side, we've got an image of the figure looking really nice in that attack pose right there. Then we've got some anime images along the back. Of course, on the actual back of the box, we've got some of the accessories and the figure in a whole lot of poses. Again, looking very nice. Look at all those accessories at the bottom, man. That is crazy. And then right here, we got a bunch of stuff that's in Japanese I can't read. So yeah, let's go ahead and bust this guy open because I'm very excited about this, and I'm sure you guys are as well. So straight out of the package, I'm sure you guys already know what to expect from this guy if you have All Might. If you don't, I just want to tell you guys that this figure is lit, no pun intended, and it's everything that we've all come to expect from Revoltech figures. He's got some crazy choices in terms of design, aesthetics, build, sculpt, all of that stuff, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. Revoltech has their own unique way of composing figures, and I believe that's exactly what sets them apart from other action figure companies, man. This thing just looks really, really nice, and I could go on about that all day, but let's go ahead and take a closer look at it so I can show you guys some of the details. Now, taking a look at this guy up close once again, there is a lot going on here. A lot to digest with this figure. It looks like it's just a beefy character, but man, aesthetically and sculpt-wise, there's a lot happening. First off, you do have his face, which is basically... this is him right after his battle with the Nomu, or the high-end, whatever you call it. As you can see, the scar is over the left eye. He's looking real serious here. He's got the flames on his eyes, flames on his chin for the beard. I think that's really dope how he can make a flame beard. That's a trip right there. This guy is just lit. Again, like if you look at his outfit, it looks like there are flames inside of the outfit. It's crazy, man. And I love how his suit can actually handle the heat of the fire that he produces from his quirk. That's just so sick to me. All of the sculpt work from, I guess, the metal of his outfit looks really good. The paint details, not a whole lot going on. It's just one silver, but I think the sculpt work on it is pretty good. The paint work on the outfit is really nice. Not too much bleeding. Honestly, I don't really see any at all from head to toe. I really love this fade from orange to yellow and then back to a little orange at the end of the foot. Also, they did a really good job with the feet. They're not loose like All Might. I have no issues standing this guy up whatsoever. And then on to the back. Now, this might be a problem with some people. It's not so much to me, but on the back you actually have sculpted flames on him, meaning that you cannot take them off, so you can't get it to look like the what is this, the McFarlane version where he doesn't have the flames on his back. That doesn't bother me because, I mean, obviously this is him powered up and in his suit. But yeah, if you want to recreate this look right here, you actually cannot do that. But look at all those peg holes, man, for crazy flame accessories. And there's a lot of those to talk about as well. But yeah, this guy looks really good, man. I love how this came out. And one other thing I want to showcase is this right here. Oh! That is a trip, yo. They came up with the strangest way to take the eyes off of this guy and change like the direction that he's looking in. And that's not something that's just gonna pop off or anything like that. But it's just funny to me. I love Revoltech and their craziness, man. I like this a lot. And one other thing I want to showcase is look how beefy his neck is, yo. His neck is super wide. My guy is Broly for real. But anyway, let's go ahead and put this guy back so we can see how tall he stands, and we'll move on to that articulation. For his height to the top of his head, as you guys can see, he is right at 7 inches to the top of this miniature flame that comes from the center of his eyebrow or even the top of his hair. So very, very tall figure, but Endeavor's a big guy, meaning if you have the rest of the Revoltech figures, this is going to fit in scale with them just fine. No articulation wise, I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to miss something. I always do when it comes to Revoltech, just because there's so much going on. But he looks up very well. Despite that crazy head work that we've got going on, he can look up no problem. So flight poses, fight poses, whatever you want him to do, he's going to be fine. He doesn't look down as much, but you still can get him to look down very far. His chin can touch the chest, and it's all just because of that neck where you kind of move it back. I'm pretty sure it's on a double ball peg. I'm not entirely sure, but he can get really expressive. Now, these shoulder pieces right here are on their own little peg, and then you do have the Revoltech shoulders as well, the typical Revoltech shoulders, as I might add, where they move out like that. These are going to hinder the articulation a bit, but what can you do about that? It does have that typical gap in there. That doesn't bother me too much though. He does have a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, so he's a little bit limited in range there, but you're going to be able to get him into fighting punching poses, no problem. Like if you want him to put his hands up like he's about to throw down, he can. You do get really good butterfly joints, and it's not even a butterfly joint. It's just that same Revoltech shoulder that happens to work for the articulation. So I already was expecting that, so it doesn't bother me. But the good thing about it is you can actually kind of pull these back a little bit and tuck them to hide some of that ugly aesthetic in there. Not too much, but you can work around it a little bit. But I mean, if you're putting him in a fighting pose, why would you be having it standing from behind anyway? So yeah, that does work. Now at the diaphragm, look at this, man. Look at that. That he can hunch all the way over. Of course, again, there's going to be gaps in the back, but look at that. My guy can pick something up off the ground. He can do that stretch where you touch your toes almost. You know, I don't think his arms are long enough. But look at that, yo. That is crazy. That's so fire, bro. And then all of that movement at the waist. Posing him is going to be so easy, man. So easy. If you love posing Revoltech figures, this guy's going to be fun. At the waist, he gets turned, and he can move forward even at the waist. Yo, he can crunch all the way over. This is so good, man. It just feels very fluid. I don't know, man. Maybe Revoltech figures are just getting to me. I'm really loving these things a lot lately, but that's awesome. He does have this flaming piece right here, which is on a double ball peg. It's attached to the flame piece on the back of him. You just kind of move that around and it kind of connects to the belt. That part seems unnecessary, but I mean, if you're moving the legs around, it might get in the way, meaning you can move it to prevent that. Now, he doesn't, whoa, was not expecting that, but I'm going to keep it in here because I like to show you guys like raw reviews. Whoa, that is a problem right there. Hold up. So this leg kicks out just fine, but when I try to kick this one out, the leg pops off. Oh, there it is. That's weird. I think that needs to be connected a little better. Hopefully that's just a QC issue with mine. The swivel is good enough, but it looks like it's a little gap in there. I don't like that. Hold on. Maybe I didn't push it in all the way. Let's see. All right, it's moving now. Yeah, I think it just wasn't pushed all the way in. There we go. There's still a little gap right there. I don't like that, but what can I do about it? If you turn the leg that way, it will hide that gap. Now, in terms of doing the splits, he can kick all the way out, no problem. I don't think I've seen Endeavor do a kick pose, but he can if you want him to. He doesn't really kick so much back because of this piece right here, so that's to be expected. As far as the knees go, does have that ugly knee, but it gets a ton of range. I don't like this gap right here, or not gap, this piece right here, whatever this is called. I don't know why they don't just sculpt that or sculpt that differently, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know how they could get around that. Maybe just sand it down. I'm not a customizer. You guys tell me. But still, at this part of the boot, you get rotation, which is really dang good. At the foot, look at that, man. Look at that. Foot goes up, or toes go up about that much, and then the ankle rocker is just perfect. So articulation wise, this guy does so much more than you would even expect an Endeavor figure to do, man. This thing is good. That's the only way to put it. It's good. It's great, actually. Now, when it comes to accessories, this guy comes with a ton, which it's right up Revoltech's alley, because when there's options for a character, they go all in. First off, he comes with his neutral face and a pair of fist hands right out of the packaging. He comes with a teeth gritted face. As you guys can see, this looks really good. He comes with a face for when he first loses his, well, not loses his eye, but he gets the scar on his eye. As you can see, the left one is completely reddened out. It actually looks like it's blood, but then they kind of painted it like it's the scar. It still looks really dang good, man, no matter what it is. Then he comes with this yelling face, which is probably my favorite, man, because this looks so good. And by the way, the eyes on all of these head sculpts are interchangeable, and I really just love how much detail they put into these. All the sculpt work, the shading and the hair, all of it just looks really good. And then in terms of eyes, he comes with several sets of extra eyes. He comes with a pair of looking to each side eyes. He comes with like an irritated set of eyes. As you can see, these are blanked out, but he also has like a little vein in the corner of the right eye. And then he comes with one for looking down also. So just a ton of options when it comes to the eyes. He comes with a pair of relaxed hands, which I like these a lot. He comes with a hand for holding his cell phone. This is just one right arm. He comes with a pair of Kamehameha gripping stylish pose hands, and then he comes with a pair of hands that kind of threw me off for a second. He comes with another pair of fist hands that looks like he ate a bunch of Cheetos. And when I looked at these at first, I was like, yo, what is happening here? These are painted so badly, but it's basically him obviously using his flaming abilities. So that's what it is. At first I was like, what the heck is going on here? But those look great. And then last but not least, in terms of the first batch, he comes with what I thought was an iPhone Pro Max, but he got green messages. We don't do that out here. So he comes with his little Samsung phone, and this thing is huge, man. This is a pretty big phone, which not a whole lot of detail in it, but you can see like there's buttons along the sides, and yeah, that is awesome. But that's not all. And as we all know, it wouldn't be Revoltech if they didn't go overboard with the accessories. As you guys can see, he does come with a ton of flaming effects as well. You've got these that kind of look like impact effects, which look good. I think these are meant to attach around the wrist. You got these down here, which are supposed to be for when he's levitating, using his flames to fly. I don't know how that works, but still, the fact that they threw them in there. And then, of course, you've got these really dope flames over here, which can be used for the prominence burn, or whatever technique you want them to be for. This is just amazing. Revoltech going overboard again, and I love it. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is standing next to some other Revoltech figures. It is his three students. We have the Revoltech Deku, the Revoltech Todoroki, and the Revoltech Bakugo. And I'm actually going to be showing a lot of My Hero stuff for size comparisons because I have way more My Hero stuff than I thought I did. Next up, here he is standing next to a couple of Figmas. We do have the Figma Deku, which was the very first My Hero Academia import released. We have him standing next to the Figma Kirishima, and of course the Figma Ochiko. Next up, here he is standing next to the McFarlane Medio Togata, or the Lemillion, whichever one you want to call him. We have him standing next to his rival, the Revoltech My Hero Academia All Might, and then we have him standing next to the McFarlane Aizawa. As you can see, he's smaller than all of these figures, but I figured you guys might want to see it. Lastly, here he is standing next to the My Hero Academia McFarlane Deku. This has a custom head sculpt from one of the statues. I believe it's the Age of Heroes. Shout out to my brother, Friendly Neighborhood Collective, for piecing this up for me. We have him standing next to the McFarlane Endeavor. And as you guys can see, these two figures are really and truly night and day. It's just a crazy difference. And last, we have him standing next to the McFarlane Shigaraki, in case you want to see a villain thrown in there. I really hope Revoltech will give us Shigaraki at some point. Him and Dabi are just, I need them, like ASAP. Now, if I were to have one thing to complain about when it comes to this figure, the only nitpick I would have would be the shoulders. And it's only because they somewhat get in the way of the articulation. Whenever you're trying to move the arms around, it can become quite annoying. But at the same time, what can you do when they're accurate? The shoulder pads are supposed to be that big. They're supposed to be that bulky. And on the positive side, they do somewhat hide the gapping in the underarms. So you can't really do much about that. Like I said, it does become a tad bit annoying, but from what I've seen, it doesn't really hinder the poses you can get him into. Maybe a little, but not very much. For the most part, you can get this guy to do whatever you want to, man. And everything that was wrong with some of the previous My Hero figures have been fixed with this guy. The joints are very tight. He doesn't tumble over. He stands very well. A lot of the aesthetic issues are fixed. This guy just looks good, man. And I know a lot of people have been saying that Revoltech figures don't look good in a static or vanilla pose. This guy looks outstanding, man. This guy really looks outstanding no matter what you do. Just the overall look of the figure combined with the accessories being posed up, this is just a beautiful figure, man. And I'm a sucker for anything that is flaming anyway. I've always loved flaming characters, so maybe there's a little bit of bias there, but I'm not a fan of Endeavor at all. I don't hate the character, but I'm not like, oh, it's Endeavor. Like a lot of people, he's their favorite character. Me, it's just kind of like, Todoroki's my favorite character. So, and that being said, this is a better figure than Todoroki. This is a better figure than Todoroki, Deku, and I've almost forgot Bakugo. I was like, who else did they make? But this is a better figure than all three of those, man. Is it better than All Might? The first one, I would say yes, but the re-release with the tighter joints, I still got to give it to All Might, man, because that's a solid figure. But this is an easy number 2, and if Hawks is to be anything like this, then this line is going to be crazy, because Hawks is also one of my favorite characters, and I'm looking forward to that. Now I'm looking forward to Kirishima. I can't wait to see what they do with Aizawa. I truly hope that Revoltech continues the My Hero Academia line, because they are making the Figmas just look bad. I'm just being honest with y'all. They are making the Figmas look bad. Now, granted, this guy was expensive. This guy was $120. That's what I paid for it. That's Japanese prices. So I don't know what you guys might pay if you decide to get him domestically. Just be expecting $150, $160, but I promise you it's worth it. Now, anyway, I don't want to drag this video on. I hope that you guys did enjoy this review. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.